My name's Amata, and in this Red Gaming Tech video I have yet another combo for you, and this one is going to be a console themed one. We got the two bitter rivals who are steadily throwing bits of, torn up grass at each other from the other side of the fence, and the first one that we have on our list today is the Xbox One, or of course Microsoft, as of course the Xbox One X is just a little over a month away. We are finally going to see exactly what the X has in store, not only for us as gamers, but of course the industry as a whole. Sony has had a pretty dominant leadership position in the console market ever since the PS4 release. Of course, there has been a few months here and there where the Xbox One has sold more than the PS4, at least according to MPD figures. But what everyone's really wondering is, can the Xbox One X actually help Microsoft make a dent in that leadership position? Now we have a comment here from IDC Research Director for Gaming and VR AR, Lewis Ward, who was interviewed by Games TM. He said, quote, "No, the Xbox One X won't be enough for Microsoft to catch up. It should give PlayStation 4 Pro a run for its money in 2018 in the United States and the United Kingdom, however. I'm predicting about 4 million Xbox One X consoles shipped from Q4 2017 to the end of 2018, and about 5 million PS4 Pro consoles shipped in the same time frame. The way shipments break down globally, however, that implies a very tight race in the United States and the United Kingdom." So obviously this is just one analyst's opinion. It's hardly the be-all and end-all, of course, to see what's actually going to happen. Well, unfortunately we're in for the long haul, but it is interesting to say that, or to say that he thinks, rather, the Xbox One X won't be enough for Microsoft to catch up. Now, obviously we are taking in several factors here. We're not just talking about the Xbox One X's success, but of course the gap between the two competing consoles. As I said, the Xbox One the Xbox One rather has outsold the PS4 numerous times, about 4 or 5 times now, I think. But overall, in the years since they have both come out, the PS4 has been dominant. So Sony are way ahead in sales, and obviously the Xbox One X price tag is, well, very, very good considering the specifications of the machine, is obviously quite expensive and is going to price it out for a lot of people who can't afford it, or they might save up for it, and you're going to see a slower trickle. When the tech is more expensive, obviously you're going to see less uptake of it, and of course a slower uptake of it as well. Obviously this could all turn out to be BS, but this is the beauty of speculations, rather, should I say. Our second item on our list is actually regarding the PSVR, as Sony have announced a new version of the PlayStation VR headset later on this month, which will have a few minor but nonetheless helpful changes to the hardware. This new model, which is nicknamed, or I say nicknamed, the actual model number is CUH7VR2, has a slimmer, streamlined connection cable, and also integrates the stereo headphone cables directly into the headset. However, the main revision to come is a new version of the processor unit, which is the box that connects the VR headset to a PS4 and will now support HDR pass-through. Now, if perhaps you had a HDR compatible TV on either a Pro or whatever, the processor unit has to be disconnected from the PlayStation VR headset because it just didn't support HDR pass-through. Unfortunately, for those of you thinking, aha, I can just buy this new processor unit, right? No, apparently that is not going to be the case. It's incompatible with the original PlayStation VR headset because, quote, "the cables of ZVR1 and ZVR2 are different. You cannot swap the processor units." So there you go. There's going to be a slight change in packaging, blah, 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 blah. We don't yet have a release date for this new version of the VR headset, but the price, which recently did fall a little bit, will actually remain the same, so you're not looking at a price hike or anything like that. And to be fair, with such minor revisions, you wouldn't expect it, but it is still nice to see HDR pass-through being added to the headset. Obviously, Sony's VR is obviously the cheapest on the market at the moment. Obviously, if you're on PC, then obviously it doesn't really apply to you, but it still is the cheapest on the market. So it's nice to see more features being added as well. Now, obviously, those who brought the first revision, who perhaps wanted HDR pass-through, then unfortunately there doesn't seem to be any option for them to just, again, swap out. You're going to have to buy this whole new thing, unfortunately. I doubt many people out there are going to be that bothered by HDR pass-through that they're willing to buy a, very expensive device again, but there's definitely going to be a few people who are annoyed that they supported this at launch when there's a better version of being in revealed and released a fair chunk of time after the release of the original unit, but not so long that you're like, okay, yeah, it's not too bad, if you get what I'm meaning. So there's definitely going to be some people who are going to be a bit salty that they, perhaps if they just bought the old headset, they're going to be a bit annoyed, especially if they wanted HDR, but that's always the case with hardware revisions, unfortunately. But yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts on both of these items. The main item, of course, was regarding the Xbox One X. Do you think that it's going to be enough for them to catch up to Sony's rather impressive lead? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.